There are effectively two types of lithium 18650 cells. We have this type, which is a shorter cell, as you can see, even though both of these are 18650, it's just slightly shorter, because this is an unprotected cell, and this actually has some protective circuitry. So normally you do want these batteries to be protective, because obviously if they drop below a certain voltage, or if they're trying to be overcharged, they will automatically stop themselves from going above that. But if you have a battery pack from eBay, and China especially, which looks like this, you'll see that the unprotected cells fit, but there is absolutely no way that the protected cells will. Now, there's a really simple solution to this. You can just remove the protection circuitry, and I've done this for all of these batteries. These are all of these D-World batteries, which I got from Radio Shack right before it closed. These are actually really nice batteries for what they are. One thing that I found so far is you can see that some of these are this type, two of these are this type, and one of these is this type, so it's a 2200, and then these are advertised as 2000 milliamp hours, so that's kind of weird. It's a 2200 cell, and you can just see that that lights up with just 3 batteries because they're all in parallel. So let's put the last battery in, and let's take it apart. So what you want to do is, if you look around the battery, and all batteries are going to be somewhat like this, you will be able to feel, and this is right here actually, I believe, yeah, let's see, yeah, right here there's a little metal strip connecting the bottom to the top for the protection circuitry. What you want to do is you want to not touch that strip, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut a slit with an X-Acto knife, and this cuts really easily because there's like an air gap there, and you might get sparks, and then you're going to cut from the top, and then what we do is we're going to peel. There we go. So I'm going to peel that. There we go. And then simply run a line down, and not very hard, just a little bit. The plastic cuts really easily without actually hurting the battery. There we go. And I see that tip I talked to you about. There we go. And then boom. So now we're left with the cell, and this is another one of these. So we see how that plastic line, we have a protective electronics here, which normally if you get like an Ultrafire or some of the Chinese batteries, you'll get just bare PCB. This actually has some nice plastic insulation, and then we have the top. So these contacts are actually spot welded on here. So if we simply pull off a bit, you can see it's just kind of welded there. You can just kind of bend it away, but I like to use a pair of snips. But we're not going to cut, we're simply going to roll away. There we go. That just kind of rolls away. And then we're going to take off the Kapton tape. Sorry for my fingernails, by the way, it's just so much easier to cut and do this. I'm going to go ahead and take care of those sometime soon. Anyway, so take off the Kapton tape. There we go. Then if we lift off, you'll see that this little plastic dimple thing comes out, and we're left with the this bit, and then once again we're going to simply roll off, and there we go. So this is what we had here, and this is our lithium cell, now unprotected, and you know, get these little dimples, you can sort of cut them off further if you want to. In my case, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure you don't harm the battery itself. So positive to positive, and let's go ahead and plug that in, and boom. Now these all fit. And if we power it, battery works. We can go ahead and close up our battery pack here. Boom. Just for those of you still sticking around, let's see what is inside the protection circuitry, because it might be kind of interesting. You never know. Let's peel off that plastic. Making sure not to cut myself, which I wasn't making sure. And yeah, this is pretty standard. So we have that chip there marked A205A CCP12. That's a cell protection IC. And then we have another chip there, which you can sort of make off, 01 something. Yeah, well, if you can make it off. You know, sort of good on you. Yeah. I don't know if it's really worth it to take it apart further, but why not? Let's see. So, there we go. Plastic is now apart. Yeah, nothing on the bottom. It's just a metal plate that attaches to the circuit board, and this is the protection IC. If the numbers mean anything to you, SA-0806 V1.0. And I'm pretty sure these standard circuits are the same even for the Radio Shack batteries, just as they are for the Ultrafires, things like that, the ones that are protected anyway. So yeah, that was a quick video on how to take apart protected lithium cells. And the only thing that this results in on your part is a fair bit of danger more if your battery pack is really shitty, and a whole bunch of mess.